my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Hello people, this is Magma here, and today we're doing a Gem Knight deck list of the videos I've been making. Keep in mind, this is a very simple deck in my opinion. It doesn't run any hand traps, it's just for good old fun. From back in the day when I first started Yu-Gi-Oh! On Duel Links, I played this deck quite a bit. And yeah, that's also the reason why I run this card. So, for your main deck, you can run this deck however you feel like. I play this version of the deck. It goes pretty well. I can of course make it better, but I decided not to, because that kind of ruins the fun of this deck for me, because it's not really meta based or doesn't really need any meta staples, because you'll just stop yourself from playing if you don't have combo pieces, because Gem Knight isn't really known for searching its key cards. So yeah, you basically just rely on draw luck, and if you stuff your deck just with hand traps, it's not gonna work out for you. So I run one copy with Lapis, of Lapis, 3 Garnet, 3 Tourmaline, and 1 Crystal. The 1 Crystal, of course, for Alexandrite, and with Alexandrite you just tribute itself and can summon any normal monster from the deck, any normal Gem Knight. So that's also pretty neat. So that means you can make this card live, Particle Fusion. The 2 copies of Lazuli, because if you send this card to the graveyard with a card effect, you can just target a normal monster in your graveyard and just recycle it back to your hand. Same goes with Obsidian. With Obsidian, is specifically from the hand to the graveyard, you summon a normal monster to your field instead. So that makes your Lady Lapis Lazuli even more stronger for her effect. So 3 Obsidian, and then 3 Alexandrite. Alexandrite is just also a pretty decent card. If you don't have any combo pieces, you can just summon Crystal. It's a pretty big monster. 2450, 1950. Gem Armadillo, mostly to search your copy of Quartz. Nothing more, nothing less. And Gem Knight Quartz, of course you run this at 3, because you just instantly search or your copy of Brilliant Fusion or Scatter Fusion, which is pretty good. And 1 copy of Polymerization, 3 Gem Knight Fusion. You can also recycle this card by banishing a Gem Knight monster from your graveyard. This is not a once per turn, which is actually pretty neat. You can just recycle this card over and over and over. Particle Fusion is specifically from the field. And then I haven't used this card in quite a while, so yeah, you just basically summon this card with a fusion monster. So probably you summon Master Diamond with this, with a big fusion monster, or Lady Brilliant, but probably Master Diamond, because that is one of your game finishers. And for example, you use Zirconia as fusion material, then you can banish the Zirconia with Particle Fusion, and Gem Knight Master Diamond gains the attack of Zirconia, so he will instantly be base 5800. Now, United We Stand. The reason why I run this is mainly of Topaz. Topaz can attack twice per battle phase, and when it destroys a monster, it inflicts damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack it has in the graveyards. And this is only an 1800 attack monster. So if you put United We Stand on this and just summon your whole field, you can just attack and burn your opponent for as much as you want. Same goes for Mage Power, because you run continuous spell cards, you run a field spell. This is a kind of an equip trap card. Then United We Stand is also an equip. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Mage Power, 500 attack for each spell trap you control. Pretty simple. Fusion Recycling Plant. Basically your poly search on the discard of any card. Which also works with Lazuli. Which you can just recycle back. And during the end phase, if you fusion summoned, you can just recycle back one of the fusion materials you used. A Brilliant Fusion, don't really need to explain this card. Just fusion summon straight up from the deck. It's a better version of Scatter Fusion in my opinion, because Scatter Fusion requires your opponent to control a monster, so you cannot use this card first turn. With Brilliant Fusion you can. The only downside is you make your attack and defense 0, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But you can still quite combo through that. If you play it good enough, you can try to go for a Lady Lapis FTK. That is possible in this deck, but it is very hard to accomplish. Scatter Fusion, you of course, and Brilliant Fusion as well. You summon you set of quartz. Scatter Fusion is a go second card. I do not recommend going for Brilliant Fusion if you have quartz, unless you have Scatter Fusion in your hand. Then of course go for Brilliant Fusion, because you just have an extra fusion summon. I should probably bump Lady Brilliant and Monster Diamond to 2, but yeah, I don't have the UR dust for that. And then Spike's Shield with Chain. This is a pretty funny card from back in the day when I played Duel Links. I used this card on Tourmaline because he is 1600, 1800. I just put this card in defense. Then set Spike's Shield with Chain, and as soon as my Tourmaline got flipped face up, when he got attacked, I activated Spike's Shield, which gave him a 500 attack boost and gave him defense equal to its attack, so it would be a 3900 defense boy. And imagine if you do that with 3 Spike Shield with Chains, so we will give it a 1500 attack boost, that's 3100 defense, a 3100 attack, that he will gain 3 times to his defense. So yeah, if you proceed to do that and someone attacks you with, let's just say, a 1500 attack monster, and you do have the option, yeah, you will just straight up kill your opponent, which is pretty funny in my opinion. Okay, then for the extra deck, 3 copies of Lady Lapis, because of the burn. Ruby, it's a pretty easy monster to summon. Also, you can tribute a face of monster, and then just he gains attack and he does piercing damage, which is pretty fucking neat. Topaz, already explained, can attack twice and does burn damage if he destroys a monster. This one is pretty neat as well. You can also buff this one if you summon summon him, for example, with Particle Fusion, if you have to beat over a very strong monster. Because this one doesn't let your opponent do anything if he attacks or is attacked. Prismara is just a send 1 Gem Knight from the hand to the graveyard and then pop 1. Zirconia, just an easy to summon fusion monster, which is pretty beefy. Master Diamond to copy, of course, any gem level 7 Gem Knight fusion monster in the grave to replace its effect. Mainly for Lapis to burn extra. Lady Lapis, not Lady Lapis, Lady Brilliant Diamond to send 1 face of Gem Knight to the graveyard. Summon your copy of, for example, Master Diamond from the extra deck. And then Phantom Quartz. This card is very, 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 very good. just 2 gem monsters, so you can also summon this with Gem Armadillo, which is pretty nice. Searches any Gem Knight card from deck to the hand on summon, and pay 1,000 to fusion summon a Gem Knight fusion monster from the extra deck by using the graveyard. Just so you're just recycling your fusion materials back, summoning this card. So you can just summon this card, go Lady Brilliant Diamond, send this card away, and summon, for example, any other Gem Knight. That's already pretty nice. Or, for example, you can go for this, then go for this. Then you go, for example, Scatter Fusion. You summon your Lady. And then, for example, you have like 5 monsters on the field. Activate the Lady Lapis to burn. Then Lady Brilliant effect. Send this one to the graveyard. Go for Master Diamond. Master Diamond, banish the Lady Lapis to use its effect again. And then you could, if you have, for example, Lapis in your hand, you could go for... I should actually run this at 2, so I have an easier way to summon Lady. And just go for a 3rd Lapis, and then you just have game on board, which is pretty nice. Well, that was a small video of the deck list. I will maybe in the future update this deck. Not really sure, because I like how the deck plays. Of course, it doesn't really compare, or yeah, doesn't really win against good decks, or basically when your opponent stops something from you, you're basically done. So I will maybe make a different version of this deck. Depends. I really like how this deck works. It's just good old fun. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment if you'd like to see more. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Anyway, peace out.